So I've gone back to art school to do an honours year, and in this year we're being asked to differentiate between our materials, our method, and our methodology. And I've sort of been thinking about this and come up with a good way to try and think about how they fit together. So here we go, let's have a look. So I see the material would be the central area and it's contained by the method. The method is sort of how you're going to use that material. And then the methodology then becomes how you're going to use that method. Each layer holds the next one. So it could almost be method becomes a material for methodology, which becomes its method. Each layer can continue to move up. So this is the method here transfers into a material, and the methodology becomes a method. So you could see, you could just refer to every level as MM, as a material method, which then holds each material method below it. So and this could just go on and on as far as you could reach. Furthermore, every time we step up to a new methodology layer, we get deeper towards our overall view of how reality is constructed. And this then generates an ethical position that we move from. This structure is actually very similar to a structure called Kabbalah, where there's something called a tree of life, in which the higher you move on the tree, the closer you get to the sort of divine, and the further down you get, the closer you get to the physical. And this is a kind of bridge between sort of infinite and the physical, or God and the person. So it looks something like this. So here I've made myself a methodology tree of life, and it moves. There's panpsychism forms the sort of crown chakra emanation, and that holds everything below it. So panpsychism moves down into beauty and to sci-fi and through to life force and then mark making. Sci-fi is linking into allegory and sublime, and it's containing abstract painting and figurative painting, and with the commonality of life force. Everything moves down towards the mark making and the matter, and everything is sort of containing each lower level. So there is some sideways movement in some of these sort of central areas, but mostly everything's containing the layer below it. And so here I'm using panpsychism to denote my viewpoint that everything is full of mind, that every object, every concept is a mind, and we are beings that are full of other minds that make up ourselves, and we probably make up further larger minds. So that's my overall sort of ontological viewpoint that holds everything else. So within that viewpoint, the main navigational tool is beauty, and beauty is something that joins together between chaos and unity. So something that is full of complexity and at the same time unified is beautiful, and these then hold the next layer down. So I'm using science fiction as this incredible space of freedom that holds allegory and the sublime. So the next layer down contains science fiction, which I feel like has an incredible freedom and artistic freedom within it, because of what it can contain. You can virtually think of anything you want and it would fit into the category of science fiction, and it adds together multiple categories. Also, here we have sublime or romanticism, which I feel it also contains many areas such as this connection with the body, as well as nature, sort of linking between the two. Allegory has the power to visualize concepts and to place concepts in connection with each other. So I find it's useful in written and also visual language, and it's very panpsychic. And then holding down these within them, abstract painting and figurative painting, sort of, you can see why I need to use those. And just down the bottom we have mark making and physical matter, and life force moving between these. These are things that all have to be contained for the painting to work, in my view. And they sort of move from the physical to the life force to the particular space that I'm working in, and then into more abstract as we move towards this infinite being.